people, when they think about their future, they're just terrified. They feel like they have no control over it. But in a sense, you kind of do, and it's actually just a vote away. As young people, whenever you turn on the TV, you scroll down social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, it's really hard not to see something political. And I had this problem. Whenever I would come across something, I kind of pushed it to the back of my mind and thought, there's not a whole lot I could do about it. But then I saw it more and more, and I got emotional, I got mad, I got sad, and I wanted to do something about it. And I figured out that there was something super easy to do about it. So I'm here to explain to you how crucial it is for young people to vote, and just how easy it is for people to vote. So I'm going to talk about voting now, and this is registered voters by different age groups, and the first one we're going to look at is the oldest, which is the highest group, and that is 65 years of age and older, and about 71% of that registered age group is voting, which is a decent chunk when you're looking at the younger group, which is 18 to 29-year-olds, and not even half of us are voting. That's about 46.1% of us are voting, which is kind of scary to think about because we should be thinking for ourselves and voting for our future, which we're not. So I'm going to show you a video. It does have a little bias, but I ask you to step back and look at the bigger message that it's trying to send, because I'm not trying to tell you to vote for one side or the other. And there is some profanity in it, so I do apologize for that.
Dear young people, don't vote.
Don't vote. Everything's fine the way it is.
Trump. That was us.
He's our guy.
Tax cuts for the rich? Hell yeah, I'm rich as fuck.
Climate change? That's a you problem. I'll be dead soon.
Sure, school shootings are sad, but I haven't been in a school for 50 years.
I can't keep track of which lives matter.
Sure you don't like it.
So, you'll like some meme on Instagram.
If the weather is nice, maybe you could go to one of those little marches.
You might even share this video on Facebook.
But you won't vote.
You young people never do.
But I do.
I do.
I do.
Midterms, primaries.
Every single election.
We'll be there, but you won't.
Because we're a generation of doers.
Not whiners.
And we're doing great.
Okay, so that basically, so in about 5, 10, 15 years from now, they're not going to be here. We are. And about 17.7% of young registered voters aren't voting because they think their vote doesn't matter, doesn't count. But it does. And in fact, baby boomers and millennials, they're almost equal in voting power size. And not to be morbid, but baby boomers are decreasing in size. And soon enough, millennials are going to be the most powerful and biggest voting group in the United States. So why not be a part of that big group? And you may think, I don't know anything about politics, but that's not an excuse. It is so easy to be educated on anything nowadays in this tech-savvy world. You just pick up your phone, put in a few keywords, and you can be educated in 5 to 10 minutes on almost anything. So you're probably thinking, okay, I want to vote, I want to be a part of that, but how? And it's actually quite simple, but there are a few steps. And the first one is registering. So I have the Tennessee mail-in application for voter registration. I did Tennessee because we'll all be in Tennessee for the midterm elections coming up on Tuesday. And it's super easy, and there's only a few requirements to be a registered voter. That is being 18 years of age, being a US citizen, and meeting your state's requirements, and it does vary from state to state, and just being a resident of that state for a certain period of time. And all you have to do is fill out simple information like your name, last name, your address, your date of birth, and social security number, and you mail it in, and you are all registered and ready to go. And then after that is the voting process. And one of the most important steps I feel is looked over is doing your research on candidates and political parties, because as a young person, it is so easy to be told who they think you should vote for. Once you're scrolling down social media, you see a biased side. Or in your family, they tell you who they think you should vote for. But it's important to figure out what your beliefs and values are and find a candidate who has those same beliefs and values and wants the same things that you want for your future. And after that, you're going to find your polling location, which with the registered address that you put, they're going to make it super close to your location so it can be easy and convenient for you. And after that, you're going to cast your ballot. In most voting nowadays in states, it's electronic. Whether it's optical scanning or touchscreen, they try to make it easy. And we're young people. We know how to work technology better than older people for the most part. And then after that, once you find your location, you're gonna vote. And you usually step into a little box. There are dividers or curtains in some way, shape, or form, so no one can see who you're voting for. Your parents can get on their tippy toes and make sure that you're voting for who they told you to vote for. It is your personal choice, and you don't have to tell anyone who you're voting for. And you might think, great, that's easy, sounds good, but I'm busy, I'm far away. And that's what about 35% of young registered voters say. They're too busy to vote, and 10% say that they are too far away to vote, which is fine, that's a valid excuse, but it really isn't, because there's a thing called absentee voting. And if you're in the military overseas, if you're a college student away from home, if you're on vacation, or you are too busy that day, or simply just don't feel like leaving your house, you can go on your state's voting website, fill out a request form for an absentee vote, fill it out and mail it, email or fax it in, and then after that, in a few days or a few weeks, you're gonna get a paper ballot. It would look the same as an electronic one with the same candidates, it's just gonna be paper. And it is recommended that 2 people are watching, so there is proof that you are the one voting for your name and no one else is voting for you. And after you have filled it out in your own home at the own convenience of at your own time, you're just gonna mail it in and your vote counts. So at this point, there is no valid excuses on not to vote. You're not too busy, you are not too uneducated, and you are not too far. All votes matter, including yours.